Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back here on this channel, and we're talking about some NFL news. Starting to get around to here, because probably have a lot of stuff to go over from the last few days, and today, since I haven't done a news video in probably about 2 or 3 days. So let's get around to it. So some stuff to start. So the Commanders coach, I talked about this in the review yesterday, where they could have went for 2 against the Eagles. Commanders game, and apparently an update. Hashtag Commanders coach Riverboat Ron Rivera admits that the reason he didn't go for 2 to try and win the game at the end of regulation is because he believed the offense was too tired, and the team ended up losing in overtime to the hashtag Eagles after going for 1 to tie. Rivera said the following: "Those guys, they were gassed. They really were. It was a long-ass drive. They hurried, they were hustling." So apparently, according to him, he believed, the offense was too tired. I mean, I don't know if you go for it there. You could give your guys a chance to fight to win in overtime. But the Eagles are the better team, man. I get where people are coming from. People say, if he doesn't get it, it's a bad decision. You're on the road, you're an 8.5 point underdog, you're playing a team that just went to the Super Bowl, and you're not supposed to win this type of game. And the longer you play the game, the less likely it is you win. When you have a chance to put the nail in the coffin, you hammer it. You always try and go for that. That's just my 2 cents. I know people say, it would have been a bad decision if he went for it. You're on the road as a massive underdog who isn't supposed to win this game. Going for 2 to win is always the right decision, especially against a better team, because the longer you play against them, you're probably not going to win in overtime. You're the inferior team. If it's me, I would go for the win. It's a low situation. You go for 2 and don't get it. So instead of making him run one single play, you make him play an extra quarter of football. I don't know. So the logic doesn't make sense, because you're putting the offense back on the field for overtime. I don't know, it's just my thoughts on that. So, it was reported yesterday that Zach Wilson, if he played well and clicked the offense, which was last night versus the Chiefs, and apparently Rodney Harrison in the warm-ups said he was missing wild with guys on 7-on-7. But, after that, he proved Ronnie Harrison wrong, where he had a pretty good game. Which we'll have more to say about Mr. Rodney Harrison in this video. But, yeah, he was missing wide open guys in warm-up, 7-on-7. I think it's safe to say Zach Wilson, he played well and he clicked with the offense, and I think his time as a starter is going to continue. We'll have more to say about Mr. Harrison. So, Steelers coach Mike Tomlin, he was asked if there's going to be some changes, after they lost 30-6 to the Texans, which was a pretty embarrassing loss from the Steelers, I thought. And he said, and I quote, "Hell yeah, there's going to be changes." What changes, you may ask? Who knows? Fire Matt Canada? Dude, I swear you can't keep Matt Canada at this point. Sure, Mike Tomlin isn't the best coach. He's not really too good of a coach anymore. Maybe he needs to look in the mirror, but the fact that he's comfortable with Mitch coming in the game says it all. I don't know, Steelers are just a mess right now, dude. They're going to make some changes, which maybe fire Matt Canada, like I mentioned. Trubisky going to start now. Ooh, Mitch Trubisky. Yeah, maybe Matt Canada should get fired. Dude, I don't know. The Steelers are just a mess. They might need, I don't know if Kenny Pickett's a hit. Matt Canada's not good. I don't know. Steelers just a mess, man. But yeah, there might be some changes that happen in Pittsburgh. So an update, So, Raiders wide receiver suffered an injury, Davante Adams, but he admitted he had to, quote, nut it up to continue playing after suffering an injury during the #Chargers game via Bridget Condon. He says he's in pain, and, quote, definitely doesn't feel good right now. He wasn't sure he'll be able to come back out on the field after entering the locker room, but he showed his toughness to help the team. Whoa, it's a pause moment right there. Nut it up. Pause. That's super pause. But it didn't look good, and he still came back in the game. So, respect to him, but Dolph Kleeman, what do you mean by that? And Davante Adams, what do you mean by that? Nut it up. What do you mean by that? But yeah, it's toughness there to help his team. So, Taylor Swift was at the Chiefs-Jets game last night. Look, I kind of liked it at first, but now it's just starting to get annoying. At this point, like, she was at the Chiefs-Jets game. They showed her so many times, and Mike Tirico said, "Oh, hey, Swifties, we'll be with you all night." I'm like, oh, the NFL's loving it, though. They're pouring in the money, so can't blame them. It's just, I'd rather see the football. Focus more on that. But yeah, until it's my little complaint. So, Bill Belichick, he told the media that after Mac Jones got bench because of that poor game against the Cowboys, he said it, quote, made no sense to leave him in the game, but not for his poor play. He says Mac Jones will remain the starter, but is that the right decision? I mean, he had a pick six, his second of the year, another interception to the same player, and a fumble, which was returned for a touchdown, man. I mean, he should start Zappy at this point. I mean, maybe he's still the best QB on the roster, but Zappy's the better option, in my opinion, if you ask me. So, Bears coach Matt Eberflus talked about Chase Claypool's stats with the team after he was a healthy scratch. He said, right now we're just having him not be in the building this week. GM Ryan Poles has all the trades and transactions, and we'll decide that as we go forward. So, I don't know, dude. Maybe they just give him an opportunity to start over with another team. He got nearly 20 straight questions to open his presser about Chase Claypool. It's just like, cut him and move on. This is like high school drama. If you're going to trade him or cut him, just do it already. And he goes on ESPN 1000 or whatever, and he says they took a big step yesterday. You blew a 21-point lead to the damn Broncos. I mean, how's that a big step? First half took one step forward, and the second half took a step back. I don't see how you can say this. The Bears are just so dysfunctional. With the questions about Chase Claypool not having him in the building, and the saying they took a big step. You blew a 21-point lead to the damn 2023 Denver Broncos. I don't see how you can say you took a step up. But it doesn't surprise me. So yesterday was some awful news came out. A bad injury happened to Tre'Davious White, and he suffered a non-contact injury, and it was believed it was a torn Achilles. And today, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But he suffered a pretty bad injury. So Talona Hufanga and James Conner got into a fight after the game. I don't know why. I guess we have different opinions on what a fight is. That wasn't even a fight. It was literally pushing and shoving. It's not even a fight. But yeah, there was some pushing and shoving after the game for some reason. Bill Belichick he had been a head coach for 29 seasons. He'd never lost by 35 points until yesterday against the Dallas Cowboys. Got destroyed 38-3. Patriots fall off, man, needs to be studied. So, I want to talk about Christian McCaffrey. Does he even show an MVP this year? No QB stands out very notably, really. this year. But Christian McCaffrey does. I mean, versus the Cardinals, he had 27 total touches, 177 yards, 4 touchdowns. 4 total touchdowns, 106 rushing yards, 71 receiving, 5.3 yards per attempt, 10.1 yards per catch. And since him joining that team, they have a 14-1 regular season record, 13 games in a row with a score, and 20 touchdowns in 18 games. I feel like he's been the best player this year so far. Like, none of the QBs have stand out, like, notably. Christian McCaffrey should definitely be a front runner for that MVP award, at least right now. But there were some injuries for the Patriots, and bad news, man. The Patriots rookie corner Christian Gonzalez was injured during the game, and star linebacker Matthew Judon got injured. Damn, 31-3. I don't know why he was why he was in the game, but it can't get any worse, man. 2 of their best defensive players now injured. I don't even know why Judon was even in the game at that point. I don't know, pretty stupid. But Aaron Rodgers arrived to the building to see the hashtag Jets play the Chiefs. So, yeah, he was at the game. Obviously, he had his crutches. So it was awesome to see. Maybe that's why Zach Wilson was good last night. Maybe Aaron Rodgers gave him some advice. Don't know. Maybe some influence from A-Rod. So, per your report, after the Eagles win versus the hashtag Commanders, Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown and safety Reed Blankenship were, quote, randomly selected for a drug test by the NFL following the hashtag Commanders game, per Jeff Kerr CBS. Brown had a monster game on 175 yards and 2 TDs on 9 catches. Of course, the no fun league, man. The NFL's so lame. It's not I doubt these are randomly selected drug tests. I mean, just kind of stupid. I don't know. It just doesn't surprise me. So, Broncos wide receiver Jerry Jeudy was going after former Denver players complaining on social media. Quote, glad you got to watch the game from the crib, fan. So the Broncos got their first win of the season, so they can finally talk some trash back, I guess. It's like, come on, Jerry Jeudy. Jeudy hasn't been humbled enough in his career already. I know people say, ooh, 21-point deficit. Yeah, congrats, you beat the Chicago Bears. It's the worst team in existence this year, I mean. So, per your report, the Bears say that wide receiver Chase Claypool was told by the team to stay home today, and he did not have a choice about it. Recent reports say that the Bears will try to trade him for a 5th or 6th round pick. He originally traded a 2nd round pick to the Steelers for him, which ended up being the 32nd overall pick of the 2023 NFL Draft. For a 5th or 6th round pick, you ain't gonna get that for Chase Claypool. This is gonna be one of the worst trades in a long time, man. Basically getting a 1st round pick for Chase Claypool was a steal. I know people say, ooh, recency bias. I mean, he's not lying. I mean, the Trey Lance trade was up there, for sure. Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson trades, but it's just unsurprising, man. He's causing problems with the team. And you're not gonna get a trade for him. I mean, your best hope's just release him at this point. But they're trying to get like a 5th or 6th round pick in return. It's just not gonna happen. But they made like a healthy and active after his recent comments about the coaching staff and yada yada yada. He's just ruining his own career at this point. But I'm not surprised. I mean, it just sucks. Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins was diagnosed with a fractured rib and can miss some time via Ian Rappaport. Yeah, it's just, things are not going well for the Bengals this year, man. Things are not going well for the Bengals. So, Jamar Chase, he didn't seem happy, and he said, quote, I'm open, I'm always fucking open. He didn't seem happy. Losing's never fun. It's kind of a little bit of a diva behavior there to the media, I thought was from Jamar Chase. Next thing I want to talk about in this first half on this video to go over all the news from the last few days, and then I'll do another video covering the news from today. Is no NFL team has currently made trade offer for Colts running back Jonathan Taylor per Jay Glazer per report. So the teams how they can fix the relationship and for Taylor to play with rookie QB with Anthony Richardson. Taylor might be a cold. We'll see. But yeah, that's all. Save for his first video. Until next time, peace.